So if you went to another related arts class last week, you're going to go to a new one this week. All right, so keep that in mind. Please make sure that you are logging into Canvas and checking your email and making sure you're keeping up with your teachers' conferences. Last announcement, seventh grade, small sweatshirts. We have 7 small sweatshirts left at a cost of $15. We also have face masks that have the logo on the side. They're all black with white writing. Those are 10. We also have coming soon polo shorts with the school logo, and they will cost 15. And then the new sweatshirts that come in, they will be 20, and they will have the logo as well. An announcement will be made when the shipment arrives, so please keep that in mind, and we'll let you know when it's coming. Once again, making sure that you're taking your attendance when you're not here and logging on tomorrow. You're supposed to do attendance Monday through Friday. That's really important, guys. We want you to make sure you get credit for everything that you're doing. We appreciate everyone's help, and let's make it a fantastic day, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Thank you.
Okay, Hildred, not a problem, but does that mean you can hear me? For those of you at home and here, make sure that you are working on your warm-up. The timer is now at 11 minutes and 35 seconds left. So take that time to get your warm-up done. For those of you at home, I am putting grades in. And yesterday, I noticed some of you did the warm-up, but you did not finish the classwork. Make sure you're getting it all done the day that we're doing it, so you do not keep falling behind. Or you are not going to like your grades at the end of this week. All assignments close on Saturday. Good morning, Sandra. We're doing our warm-up right now, so go ahead and log into your warm-up. We have about 10 minutes left. Okay, give me a second. Because obviously someone isn't doing their warm-up, or he would have been able to tell me that. Okay, if you reloaded, it should be working, and I'll do the same thing with your classwork. Yep, Santiago, that's where I see you when you're at home. Yeah, you done it? Almost done? Remember, if you have any questions about the warm-up, make sure you're asking. Okay, I want you to start logging in to our Nearpod for today. If you don't remember how to find it, you go to our class. Apparently everything's invisible today. It's taking forever. Lessons. Let's go another way to see if it's a little bit faster. Let's go to modules. Week 2. And then if you scroll over to Thursday, you're clicking on today's Nearpod. Once you click there, if you need the code, it's right here for you. I'm going to take a second to take attendance. Your screen is black again today. Try logging off and logging back in to see if that helps. We're having that issue with a couple people. Sorry, attendance takes longer this year than it usually does. Because there's so many people to mark absent. Not Kevin. Ruby's off site. Jose's off site. Yubigani is not here. Randy is off site. Annabelle's off site. John is here. Jacqueline is not here. And we are finally done with attendance. Okay, did everyone make it here to Nearpod? Just. And now it wants to go slow again. Okay, so today and all week we have been computing unit rates associated with ratios of fractions to solve real world and mathematical problems. We're going to go over the vocabulary one more time for the week. Ratios are a relationship between two quantities. Unit rate is a rate with the second term of 1. Unit rate, very important, is what we will be going over for the next few weeks. We've already looked at equivalent ratios this week. We've looked at tables. We've looked at tables with equations. Ratio table is a table of equivalent ratios. And constant of proportionality. We are going to be using constant of proportionality interchangeably with unit rate. So sometimes I'll say constant of proportionality, sometimes I'll say unit rate. I'm talking about the same thing. Anchor charts we've talked about already. They are located under your lessons tab under each unit. You'll be able to see what it is, the steps to find it, examples. We also have our anchor charts in the map, and they will usually be on our slides. We're not going to go over them right now. Okay, so today, let's write equations describing proportional relationships. Today's goals. I can write the constant of proportionality as an entry in a table. I can write an equation of the form y equals kx or y equals rx to represent a proportional relationship described by a table or a story. Feeding a crowd, revisited. So we already talked about how do we make rice. We looked at a table about rice also, and we're going to revisit it today. We are not going to watch the recording because that's just me teaching the lesson, but I'm going to do it in person. A recipe says that 2 cups of dry rice will serve 6 people. So just like it says it in our directions, it says it in our table. 2 cups of dry rice feed 6 people. Remember, in our table, we want to label. Oops, we gotta fix that. Today. We want to label our first column as X and our second column as Y. We're going to fill in the table. So who can tell me how would I find the unit rate to start off with in my table? And I know you've been following along. Do you remember? What do I need to do to find my unit rate? What do I do with this 2? Remember, I gotta take it up here. What am I doing? And if you know at home, you can go ahead and tell us too. Uh-oh. This feeling where I don't know what's going on, it's not a good one. Good. Divide the 6 by 2. Very nice. So first we're going to do 2 divided by 2 to give us 1. Then we do 6 divided by 2, and that gives us 3. So now we found our unit rate. So we have R equals 3. Remember, you can also say K equals 3. So now we want to use our unit rate to work our way all the way down the table. Remember, from left to right, we multiply, and from right to left, we divide. Thank you, Lisa, for helping us out with the unit rate. So I'm going to go from left to right. If I take my unit rate and I multiply, I have 2 times 3. Does that give me 6? Does that give me 6? Yes or no? Yes, it does. So then I have to do 3 times 3. What does that give me? 9. Then I'm going to do the same thing all the way down the table. 12 times 3. What does that give me? I wish I had the TV in the back.
Yeah, right?
Thank you, Randy. Wait, I can't even see because I'm blind.
Yeah. Annabelle and Randy both said 36.
Good, thank you guys. 12 times 3 is 36. Those of you in here, you need to use your resources because for the next problem, you're doing it on your own. 43 times 3. Pull up a calculator. One of you two are answering it for me. You're either doing it by hand or you're doing it with the calculator, but we're not sitting there staring at Miss Perna. Let's go. Those of you at home, if you know the answer, you can also type it in. Thank you, Miss Lisa. Perfect. 129. So 43 times 3 is 129. So I personally don't like this part down here. That's not my favorite to write our equation. So we're going to go ahead and write our equation. I'm going to erase this. And our equation template is y equals kx or y equals rx. So I'm going to take my unit rate and I'm going to plug it in. I need to plug in my unit rate either in the R or the K. So when I rewrite it, it's going to be y equals 3x. Notice how I'm just plugging in that number. I'm taking out the letter, putting in the number. And this is now my equation. So if you ever get a box like this, all it wants is this piece right here. So you would put 3x. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. If it ever slides. Okay, so it says, we already wrote the equation. We did it all in the same slide, so don't even worry about that. So now it's your turn. So at this point, you should have seen it on Monday. You should have seen it on Tuesday. You should have seen it on Wednesday. So you should be prepared to fill out your table. Go ahead and start by finding your unit rate right here. And then we'll take a pause. For those of you at home, make sure you're typing your answers in or drawing them onto your screen. So Annabelle, no more problems, you can see my screen now. That's strange. Can you see mine on your Microsoft Teams? We're gonna have to see how we can fix that problem. Nope. Okay, so what do we need to do in order to solve for our unit rate? Divide what, Randy? Okay, but even before that, what do I do to find my 1? Good. So I'm going to go 6 divided by 6 because the only way to get 1 is by dividing this number by itself. So that gives me 1. Okay? Next thing you're going to do is whatever you do on one side, you need to do on the other. So if I divide by 6 on one side, I need to divide by 6 on the other side. So when I do 3 divided by 6, what does it give me? What does it give me? 3 divided by 6. Thank you, those at home. Yes, you're right. It's 0.5. So now I know what my unit rate is. R equals 0.5. Remember, now you're going to do from left to right. We multiply. From right to left, we divide. So if I multiply 10 times 0.5, what is it going to give me? Good, 5. If I multiply 16 times 0.5, Santiago, what does that give me? 16 times 0.5. Yeah, everybody at home, they're like, I don't know. 8, good. 25 times 0.5, what does that give me, John? That one more time? Okay, check it. I think you did 25 times 5. Do 25 times 0.5. Yes, Randy, you're right. Good. So 12.5. Just make sure you're checking that decimal. Now we're going to go ahead and write our equation. Remember, our equation template is y equals rx. If I fill in my unit rate, what would be my new equation? What do you think? How would I write it? Not you at home. I know you guys have it. Here, in front of me. What am I writing as my equation? I would write, say it with me, y equals, what's my unit rate? 0.5, and then just x. So remember, I'm taking this out and putting that number in. That's all you do to find your equation. So then I had some people at home doing this, y equals 0.5x, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. We are, like not today, but we do have to get in the habit of paying attention to the letters they give us, but we won't worry about that right now. Oops. Okay. I don't know why I did that twice. Okay, so I want you to try another one. Okay? And I want you two to walk me through finding our unit rate. We're going to do it together, but I want you to tell me what we have to do. What do I have to do to get 1.5 to 1? Divide it by what? 1.5. So I'm dividing it by itself. So whatever I do on one side, I do on the other side. So I'm going to take 915 divided by 1.5. Go ahead and do that. Say that one more time. I didn't even hear you. Sorry, I have this in here so I can hear the people at home. I thought it would be a smaller number. 610. Here's me thinking it would be smaller. 610, perfect. So now our unit rate, we're going to write it over here. R equals 610. So now, what do I do with my unit rate to solve the rest of my table? What do I need to do? So if we think about our trick, left to right, what do we do when it's left to right? Do you remember? We multiply. So this would be a good time if you have notebook paper, pencil, you're writing this down. Unit rate, trick, left to right, multiply, right to left, divide, so I don't forget the next time I have to do it. And then right to left is divide. My face itchy. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if I'm going left to right is multiply, then I'm going to do 2 times 610, and I'm going to do the same thing with 2.5. And then I want you to try and write the equation. So go ahead and do that on your computer. Good job, Randy. Okay, so everyone at home, go ahead and fill out the rest of your table. Annabelle, I know you can't. Does anyone need to go to the bathroom? If I don't ask when I remember, I forget. Make sure once you have everything that you click submit. You at home too. I have Jose submitted. Randy, I see that you're done, but you haven't submitted. Good job, Luisa. John, nice. Try to figure out the equation. Good job, Santiago. Try to figure out the equation. Good job, Ruby. So you guys said 2 times 610 gave you what? Louder. I can't hear you. John, help her out. Louder. What's 2 times 610? 1,210. And then 2.5 times 610? 1,525. Perfect. So if I'm going to write my equation, y equals, what am I writing next? What's my unit rate? 610. So I would put y equals 610. What's next? What comes after the 610? You forgot? If it's y equals rx, what comes after 610? X. So our equation is y equals 610x. Make sure you type that in and submit. And I erase. We did that. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay, one more. This one's super simple. You're going to work it out from beginning to end by yourself. So go ahead and find your unit rate, fill in your table, and write your equation on the line.
Pardon the interruption. All buses have arrived. Staff, all buses have arrived.
That's what I said last year. Because they wanted, the idea eventually is to swap them out. Swap this for that. And I'm like, how would you teach? How do you, you'd have to make everything like pre-done already. That's like for a lecture class. I was like, that's awesome. I mean, it's like one of those rolling ones, but I hadn't had a way to use it until now.
Right.
This name, I know it. And I can't remember the face that goes with it. That's so frustrating. He's in my fourth block and I cannot remember his name. Can you hear me now? Oh, she's on. My bad. Ruby, can you hear me now? Okay, perfect. I'm still I added my headphone on today and we're testing it out to see if it's working. I think I was talking too low. Okay. Mm-hmm. Santiago's writing is amazing. She understands, right?
Yeah.
She's good. We're still working on the talking, but she's good. It's more William and Angel. Oh, and Garniel, who I will be calling during recess. Okay, sorry, I was trying to pull up the roster for a second. Okay. So unit rate. What's our unit rate? What is it? What do we get? What's our unit rate? Okay, what do we get? Okay, so we did, which way did you go? Did you go 8 divided by 10? Remember, it's 10 divided by 8. So it's, 1.25. And I forgot to go over that again today. Just make sure that the number on the inside goes in the calculator first. Why is it doing that? Okay, so our unit rate is 1.25. So if I'm multiplying 16 times 1.25, what do we get? 20. Let me erase this because that's horrible. You said 20? And 30 times 1.25? 37.5. Okay. And our equation for this would be what? Y equals? Perfect. See? Wasn't so bad. Make sure you click submit. Okay. Go ahead and answer those 2 questions. Those answers are just for me. Ramsey, you're like on the ball today. I like it. Oh, he was on top of it yesterday. He wasn't able to watch the lesson the day before because his computer crashed. Or like his internet was spotty. Once you've typed it in, go ahead and submit. Okay, so you can go ahead and click on there to do your classwork for today. It'll take you straight to our classwork. I have direction videos just in case you're not sure what to do, and how-to video that explains how to do the assignment just in case you don't remember how to find the unit rate. Okay, and you'll be able to work on that for the rest of class. If you do finish beforehand and you have something that you haven't turned in for other days this week, go back and get it done. The last day to turn in any assignment for this week is Saturday. It will cut off and no longer let you do it, and no, I will not open it back up. Miss Ellen, can I go pick up something off the printer real quick?